So I went to Japan. Not because I wanted to find Dungeons & Dragons stuff over there. It was a trip with my lovely wife. We have been planning this trip for years, but I figured while I'm there, why not explore the tabletop role-playing culture a little bit, as long as it didn't affect me or my wife's enjoyment of the trip. I did not railroad my wife and turn our once-in-a-lifetime Japan vacation into a big dice shopping trip. I didn't. Also, some of the footage in this video is from a live stream I did talking about the trip. Follow me on Twitch. So, we landed in Tokyo. Oh man, my favourite city on earth. It is so clean, beautiful, convenient, and there is so much to do. Like just layers upon layers of hidden stuff. And yes, we did the touristy stuff, and even went out with some locals to izakayas and went to karaoke. But I also went to Akihabara, the nerd neighbourhood of Tokyo, and possibly the nerdiest place on earth. If I was gonna find D&D stuff anywhere, it would be here. And I did find it. In a shop called Yellow Submarine. It's a chain for a lot of board games, Magic the Gathering, and, as they are known in Japan, TRPGs. What was abundantly clear on entering Yellow Submarine is that TRPGs, not that big over there, and D&D, incredibly niche. And I did know this going in. I was kind of prepared to find nothing at all, but I was actually pleasantly surprised. Because while there wasn't a ton of TRPG stuff, as far as shelf space goes, the shelves they did have were full of variety. Like just books and books of what I presume are different TRPGs and different adventure modules. It was all in Japanese, of course, so I'm not too sure what they actually were, but I did even find some D&D books, also in Japanese. Just really not that many of them. This did not stop me from buying some stuff though. So what did I get from Tokyo? This cool D12 dice. I've never seen anything like this. As you can see on the outside, it is a normal D12, though quite a big one. And then on the inside, it is a small D12 dice. I was really hoping to find a D20 version, because what better way to roll advantage than 2 dice at once? As you can see, I got a 7 and a 12. Now the real reason I got very excited about this when I saw it was not just because it's 2 dice in one, or that it's a weird dice that I've never really seen before, but also this is the perfect Daggerheart dice, the new TRPG coming from the Critical Role crew, where they roll 2 D12s instead of a D20 that you would in D&D. In fact, when I start playing Daggerheart, I think this dice is going to get a lot of use because I'm just rolling once rather than twice every turn. Next thing I got in Tokyo is this Japanese dice set, and I'm realizing now that this probably is in no way Japanese. Why would they call it a Japanese dice set when it would just be called a dice set in Japan? In fact, you'll see there's a few things in here that are probably just things we could get here in North America very easily. They're not things I've seen in my local game stores, but probably online, quite easy to grab. But still, it's really nice to say that I got my Japanese dice set from Japan. The dice themselves are, I'm expecting, pretty standard resin dice. Actually, they're really light. I'm actually really surprised how light these are. As you can see, the characters on them are not numbers as I would know them, but they are Japanese characters, which obviously, you know, if you don't speak or care about learning Japanese, kind of pointless. Why would you buy them? However, if you kind of can count to 20 in Japanese, or you want to learn Japanese, I think these are really fun, cool dice for that. Anyway, onwards and upwards. Next up, I grabbed something else that probably you maybe could find here in North America, might even be made here in North America, but it's something I've not seen before, and I'm excited to get it open. It's called Dungeon Origami, and I think it's exactly what we all probably think it is, different cards to make up different parts of a dungeon. So this would be great if you wanted to throw together a dungeon real quick. I mean, just look at that, it's awesome. It's fundamentally a very quick build, low budget dungeon, and there's tons of these. Absolutely just so many of them. So much so that they had different versions of this. They had like a water one, they had a forest one, they had other dungeon ones. I now wish I'd bought more. Because, wow, very, very cool. It's a pity they missed out by not double-siding them, to be honest, but I guess you could always just use this one as a big void pit. They also got with it these cut-out terrain, which I don't really see how they fit on one of these, but I guess they do. Put a staircase there, put some rubble here to block this. It's very cool. It's great for a new DM who doesn't know how deep they want to dive into terrain, to be honest, so I'm pretty impressed with that. This video is sponsored by FlexiSpot. This FlexiSpot E7 Plus 4-leg standing desk has become my favourite place to not only film content, but prep for my next D&D sessions as well as just unwind and be creative. It has honestly become a game changer because when inspiration hits, I can come straight here, standing or sitting, and get straight into being productive. It has honestly changed the way I work. Setting it up was a breeze too, putting the legs together, throwing the top on, and then just managing the cables, which came with some really handy cable clips that just stick right to the bottom of the desk and make everything look clean and tidy. And just look at the size of this thing. It is just what I needed. I didn't realize how bad my setup actually was before. I'm also surprised at how sturdy this thing is. 4 legs, smooth height adjustment, and it has 0 wobble going up and down. It also has a 540-pound weight capacity and is incredibly stable. In D&D terms, the constitution stat of this bad boy is a 20. And I've set it up so that with one button press, it goes from sitting to standing. I'm not gonna lie, this is the first time I've done this and I'm much higher than I thought I would be. Anyway, with another button press, I can go back to sitting again. So I can get my work done the most comfortably without losing focus. Check out the link in the description and thank you, FlexiSpot, for sponsoring this video. Kyoto was such a beautiful city and led to my weirdest D&D product purchase, something I really could not get anywhere else, and it wasn't in a TRPG shop. It was actually from a traditional Japanese gift shop, but more on that in a moment. When I landed in Kyoto, we did all the touristy stuff, all the shrines, just so many shrines. I think I walked more than I've ever walked in my life in Kyoto. And I also Googled places to find D&D gear. And one place popped up, a place called Yellow Submarine, the Kyoto branch. And I know what you're thinking, Phil, did you just go to the same chain of shops around Japan? And the answer is, yes, I did. Look, it's hard to find D&D stuff in Japan, okay? Yellow Submarine always delivered. Anyway, here's what I got from Kyoto. I kind of went a bit crazy in Kyoto and bought another 2 dice sets, and it looks like they're from the exact same makers of the Japanese dice, and you can probably get these in North America pretty easily, so we'll just speed run these. Now this is known as the Dragon dice set. They're just decorated dice. I've not used these Q-Shop dice before. Let me know if you guys have. I feel like they're probably available in North America, but they're incredibly light, and these ones especially look cool and are really easy to read. And honestly, they didn't break the bank at all. As you can see, this cost 2,970 yen, which in Canadian dollars is about $29. Let's take a look at the cat ones. I won't lie to you, I only bought these cat ones because I was missing my cats. But very nice decorations, cute little paw prints on there. Exactly the same kind of dice as the other 2, light, fun to roll. But I do feel like that's probably cheating a fair bit because, you know, they're standard dice. What's so special about these? But Kyoto also held some pretty cool treasures, including the best thing I got. And that is that my wife wanted to find some really cool traditional Japanese ceramics. So we went into this traditional Japanese gift shop to look for them. And just when I was fading, just when I was about to be like, come on wife, can we not get out of here and go have a drink or something? I stumble upon this. It's just sat there looking at me. It is this set of D&D dice that had no right to be in this store. And when I asked about it, and the owners didn't speak that good English, that's a lie. One of them did, but the others didn't. But they were really nice. And they were very confused while I was buying it because what this is an accessory for a traditional Japanese garb. It actually goes across the front of the garment like this, and it ties the garment together. It was kind of a confusing interaction because I was like, I need this. And then they were trying to sell me the garments as well that it can be used with. I was like, no, I don't want to do that because this is the closest to cultural appropriation I got. But I was like, this would be phenomenal. I have to buy this. There's no way I just walk into a gift shop and I see this. Now, this can't actually be used in D&D, obviously so, because if I roll it, I mean, I guess it can if you wanted to roll every single dice at the same time. But yeah, I mean, there's certain numbers that you can just never roll because that's where they're attached. But that's fine because I'm gonna hang this up as decoration, as just like the craziest thing I found in Japan. It did cost me a lot of money though, but I literally could not say no to it. Also, the people who owned that shop were so goddamn nice. They were so grateful for our custom. I've never seen service like that. Japan service is just the next level, and they don't even like accept tips, they just do that. And they also threw in this free notepad with that purchase. Look how cute this is and cool this is. So not something I bought, and it's not D&D related, but you know, notepads often are. It's just very cool to have. Osaka. So as it turns out, D&D was quite popular in Japan in the 80s. Like, it really had its time, and it affected so much media. And that can be seen today in Japanese video games and anime. You can't play a Japanese computer RPG without seeing the influences when it comes to classes or XP or leveling up. Same with anime. Shows like Delicious in Dungeon just scream D&D. It is embedded in the culture so much that honestly, it's shocking that it's just not popular there as a TRPG now. And it's not through lack of trying. There have been some great commercials for D&D in Japan, like this live action one where a bunch of normies turn into D&D characters to fight a dragon. Or this one showing free character sheets that you can download online, but completely anime-fying them. I've also seen some of the craziest D&D actual plays come out of Japan. But for whatever reason, Japan just likes Call of Cthulhu more. So at this point, in Osaka, I did what I do best, and I went to Yellow Submarine. And here's what I got. Okay, so to finish off my Yellow Submarine tour of Japan, I found these two. And this looks like it's from the same people who made the Origami Dungeon, and it's a bunch of stickers and these tokens so that you can, quite literally, let me open this, take a dungeon room, take a token, and then take any number of these stickers that are on here and place them on a token. Let's say you have a goblin in here. Yeah, goblin token. We got a goblin. You can do it with potions, weapons, treasure. It's just a great way to, I guess use exactly these things. It's a low budget way to play with terrain and battle maps. So it's great. And I was wondering, does this come back off? Yes, it's completely reusable. Thank God, because that would have been weird if it wasn't. And hopefully I can just place it back here and reuse that in the future. So honestly, brilliant. Once again, might be something you could easily get here in North America, but also, like, look at all these guys. They're so cute. Big fan. Is that Link? Anyway, I also got this guy, which, I don't know, is that from the same people? Here's the Yellow Submarine shop. Shout out to Yellow Submarine, you made the whole trip and this video possible. Now this, I have no idea what its actual use is for. Just going off what I'm presuming, an educated guess is its little keyring / initiative tracker. You have a bunch of these stickers again. You go on this side. And this is the next item on the list, by the way, so we'll double up here. This is a pen from Osaka, and this is the cheekiest item yet, I think, because it's literally probably something that you can easily get in North America. It's just something that I've not come across that often, though I've not been into buying stationery or writing with pens for a while. But these were all over Japan. And fundamentally, they are a standard ink pen, and let's hope this works, because it should do. If I write on here, so like it's blah blah's go next and they've gone, and then it's this person's go and they've gone, and I would just put everyone's name on there, this should rub out. Which it did, which is great. So yeah, I can put stickers all the way down here, and every time I need to do a new one, I can just rub them out and go through like that. This was just especially interesting to me, and the reason why I had to buy it was because working on character sheets, I know a lot of people use either pencil or they come up with some other way of doing it, like they use like a plastic folder over the top and write in pen that they can erase off. But I mean, what's better than just an actual pen that works like a pen, that when you take damage or HP needs changing or you need to make changes to your character sheet, you can just do it very easily. Like an erasable pencil, but there's no, I could rub harder and get rid of that, but you know, there's no eraser dust or whatever you call it or anything like that. Making, I don't know, this being one of my just favorite things to have now, it just probably isn't something that, you know, I had to go to Japan for, but still, I got it in Japan, so it counts. But yeah, some very, very cool stuff. I should also say that in Osaka, I ran into streamer and YouTubers Ludwig and Michael Reeves in a coffee shop, which was just crazy, because I've been watching so much of Ludwig's content for inspiration on this channel recently, and he started playing D&D recently too, and unfortunately I have no evidence that this meeting ever occurred. They were in the line behind me in the coffee shop, and on my way out I turned to Ludwig and said, "Hey, love your content," and he said, "Thank you, I appreciate that." Super chill guy. Then he said he was filming a video where they bike all the way across Japan and asked if he could film me and my wife while he asked us a question. And he asked us like something about how far the next place they were going is from where they were now. And I was excited that maybe this footage might make it to the video, but I think it was cut for time. So there you go. No evidence it happened, but it did happen. And it was a really cool random interaction for me, and both Ludwig and Michael were just great to chat to. Anyway, that was our trip to Japan. That was everything I got, and I'm live streaming right now, so come say hi.